My name is Caroline and I am a product manager here at Cordi, working on a product that is essentially a smart recorder and data aggregator for healthcare. We are recording medical consultations and interactions, and then we're storing them in such a way that we're able to run some smart analysis on it, which are also customizable. And so here the customizable aspect is actually very key because we want to make sure that every single analysis and insight that our customers are getting from the product are valuable to them. In healthcare, you have millions of data pieces that are being recorded but not being leveraged. So that's really something we want to help with, because whether it is in the context of compliance or quality assurance, process improvement as well, this is really data that you can leverage, and so we really want to help with that so that every piece of data gets the maximum value. All right, so how does it work? Well, essentially, it all starts with an interaction, right? So piece of audio, for instance, that we are recording and doing so in such a way that then we're able to store it so that you can really easily go back to it. So for instance, like what you have here on the screen, where you're able to easily go back to listen to the audio file or also look at the transcript of the conversation that has been automatically generated, or also just go back to any piece of data that might have been connected to this interaction. And so from there, this is really where the smart things start to come into play, right? Because if you actually go on the right-hand side, you're able to see here already the output of some analysis that Cordi run on this interaction. And so here, for instance, you're able to see that, let's say the organization is interested in analyzing here 5 pieces of information related to that interaction. So here, for instance, whether the agent is demonstrating compassion or if they are clear in their communication, here you're able to see the output of that analysis. Not only you see how Cordi analyzed the interaction in regards to those different aspects, you're also able to see exactly the conclusion that Cordi got to, and then on top of it as well, see how did Cordi get to that conclusion. And so why this is really important here is that we always want to make sure that our users understand how Cordi got to the conclusion so that every piece of information they get is fully understandable, so that then they can really have continuous insights that they can use, whether they're a manager or an agent themselves, to really improve. So they have data so that they know not only how they did, but also how they can get better. So now that you have, those insights at the interaction level, where it really becomes powerful is when you're able to take those insights at the micro level, let's say, and connect them to insights more at the macro levels this time. Having feedback, on a specific interaction is nice, but you also want to make sure that you don't over-index maybe on some findings that might not be so important, in the bigger picture. So here, essentially, we have an ability with the product to access some reporting that show the performance and the analysis done at several levels of aggregations. So here, you're actually able to go here in a part that is showing you that report. And you can actually see here that even though the interaction we looked at before said that there was room for improvement for compassion, you can still see at the aggregated level that this is true. However, there's actually more room for improvement at being clear in your communication. And so this is probably where it would be more impactful to put energy to improve there. But so here, and as you have the insights, it's super easy to actually then deep dive into those insights so you can track those back all the way down to the interaction and really, again, understand exactly and illustrate those findings that you see at the aggregate level. With the different integrations that we have, we're actually able to gather data from a bunch of different places, right? Whether it is from communication centers, phone systems, to the microphone that might be used, during a consultation that is in the clinic, or again, let's say if you're having or dealing with a consultation that is being recorded with some video aspects to it, or also again, getting some data from some third-party integrations. And so for that purpose, actually in all those situations, we are able to support, whether it is ad hoc or recurring searches. And so for instance, let's say you want to find data, in some context of case reconstruction. So let's say an incident happened and you want to find the interactions that relate to it. I can easily search through the data that I have, whether it is using some loose or strict searching criteria. And here, let's say that I want to search for my data based on an information that I have on the date when the interaction happened or the incident happened and who was part of it, so who were the participants. Then I'm able to quickly search through it and then be redirected to all the interactions that match the search that I'm doing. So yeah, here ultimately you really have a combination of tools that really help you as a user either deep dive into specific interactions when you need to look into those, or otherwise actually have the ability to take a step back on your data and really look at it from a holistic perspective so that you're able to really focus on the aspects that generally are the most important for your organization.